today with a new video on how to draw the head. So what I have for you today is a front view, slightly tilted up a bit. So without further ado, let's jump right straight into the video. So before I go full beast mode or before I go full demo, let me just show you what I'm thinking and how I am seeing this whole image. So I need to go on this layer, get my red, drop down the opacity for the image so that you guys can actually see what I am thinking or my thought process behind what I'm going to be demoing in the next 3, 5, 10 minutes. Okay, so let's see, why are you misbehaving today? Okay, here we go. So we can zoom in this guy. So first things first, what you have to know is how is your subject looking, or where is your subject looking. So this boils down to the aspect of perspective. So the first thing that I'm seeing is to simplify whatever it is that I'm seeing in front of me into the most simplest shapes that I can think of. Okay, so it might be 3 shapes, it might be 4, it might be 5, it might be 2, depending on how good you are at designing or how good you are at seeing shapes. So as for me, this is how I usually go about my daily sketches. So let's see. Okay, we have it there. Good. So the first thing I'm seeing, this will just be one simple straight line like that, and then I can combine this. I wanted this to be just one, okay, but it's very hard for me to just get that stroke all at once. So this would be a C curve, okay, it will combine to that. This one would be an S, something like that, and then we combine this with a C. Okay, we flip the canvas again. This would be another C curve, something like that. Okay, up until here, this would be another C and a straight, like that. So that's the first thing that I'm looking for, a silhouette or an envelope, depending on what's comfortable for you. Okay, next would be the other shapes that I can make out of this. So that would be the actual head shape. So as you can see here, there's another C curve on the forehead, and then there's another C curve coming down here. Okay, it can just be actually one C curve like that. The same with this. So you need to practice drawing your C curves. Now the only tricky thing with this image is, let me just zoom in so that you guys can get the perspective or can get what I'm actually trying to show you. The only tricky thing with this, like I've said, it's a front view, yes, but it's tilted up a bit. So that means we are seeing underneath here, the neck, okay? So you'd see there's a line that is here that will connect to this. There's another line that is going to connect to that, like that, and then this that is at its behind would actually correspond to this guy that is here. So that means this line would come inside like that, and then this line will also go somewhere like that. Okay, I hope that was clear enough. I think that's the most complicated thing when it comes to this angle. That's the only thing in my practice. That's the only thing I see that really makes drawing angles in this, okay, makes drawing portraits in this angles a bit difficult. Okay, next thing, what we did in the previous video. So mark down or jot down your proportions. So this is where the hairline would be. As you can see, I'm highlighting not the hairline, sorry, but your forehead. Okay, on top here is where your hairline would be, but so we have your forehead, and then you have your brow. So as you can see, the head now is tilted. So if I can do a demo just here, I can get something like an oval. Okay, so what is happening here is we have identified this, we have identified that this is going this side and this guy is going like that. So if you just put straight lines like this, it's going to flatten your thing. It's not going to make it seem or look volumetric. So what do? You follow the caves that you're seeing. As you can see here, there is this cave that is happening like that. One, okay, that's where your brow line is. And here you have the bottom of the nose. It goes down like that. And then here you have the chin. Okay, so, and actually I've just seen that I made a mistake. This line was supposed to be here because that's where the chin is. So this would come here and this would go here, and then we can take this off. All right, so nose and then the chin, those are the most basic proportions that you need to have. So if we can mimic it here, it would be going in that direction. Okay, rounding, something like that. As you can see, this right here, what I've done here doesn't make it flat, it makes it look volumetric. So those are the things that you have to consider, and other things that you'll be seeing me doing, which would be the features. So on the eyes, what I do, if you can get another zoom in on the eyes, what I do is, I hope you've got the idea that I was trying to give to you, or what I'm thinking about, so I can take this off and then show you on the features. Okay, because I might take it to a full completion, a full sketch. So you might be asking questions. Okay, how did you go about doing ABCD? How did you go about doing ABCD? So to avoid that, let me just do it now, because this is not just me drawing. This is a tutorial, a teaching class. So I'll do my level best to make sure that you guys get the best out of it. So we can take this off. Let's see what just happened. Let's bring it back. Okay, so let's see. All right, so we can just actually turn it off, have a new layer, and let's just call it F for features, and go full screen again. Let's hope this guy doesn't misbehave. Come on. I'm using a new PC, so it's really hard to get a hang of it. It's a Mac. I was a Windows guy, so my PC got 40. So this is just me trying to improvise. So come on. I think the keyboard is really acting up. Let's see. Okay, we back. So on the features, especially the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for things like this. So where the brow line is, I'm looking for this guy. I'm also looking for this guy. Okay, so if you can clearly see, we usually draw another line that is somewhere here. So it's actually in these corners right here, and another one here. So there's a line that you can draw from there, to this other side like that. Okay, the eye line. Okay, because you'd see some other tutorials where people would actually draw circles. So the circles that they're drawing, these lines are supposed to cut them in half. Okay, that's what I know, and I know it works for me. And the same in this other side, for those that are struggling with drawing features and whatnot. And then you can, begin to draw the actual features themselves. Okay, just following the lines that you have already used, or you have already drawn, something like that. On the nose, okay, let's just take this off a bit. So there's a boxy like shape that I'm seeing. So there's that. There's also this. So this one goes down. That's not straight enough. So this one goes to this side like that. And then this one comes here. Okay. I'm seeing one, I'm seeing two, and I'm seeing something like this. Okay. I'm seeing that as well. So what else am I seeing? I can see more like a ball shape, something like that, and then it goes back. One, I don't know the names of these things, but I've studied enough to know that, okay, there's ABCD that is happening here. Okay, we can take this off because there's some other useful things that we can see from there. So you can clearly see that there's a C curve here as well. What next are we seeing? I can see 1, 2, 3. So this one goes down and this one goes down. It connects to that. So the rest is just easy. Okay, one like that. Okay, as easy as that. On the mouth, it's the same thing. So just make sure you mark the corners like that. So there's a cave that I'm also seeing that is going from side to side like that. There's also another one here, and then there's another one down here. So if you can just connect these, of course, this, they are going in like that. This would connect to that. This would connect to here. And there's just, slight, simple lines. And then you're good to go. So hopefully that was easy enough for you guys to get down. Here's where we have the keystone. In some books they call it the globella. Okay, this would definitely connect to this side as well. It connect to that. So planes of the head or planes of the face. Enough showing you this. Now let's get to the demo part. If there's any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll make sure that I get to answer them in the comment section. So we can take this off, increase the opacity back, paint layer, and let's get our black color back. Let's see if this guy is going to, okay, victory at the end. Sorry for the sounds. Okay, so here we go. So I've got my black fill. So remember the same steps. So what am I seeing? See, so remember to draw always light to dark. Don't just go full dark at the beginning. It doesn't really help. You're just going to hurt yourself. Okay, make sure you're a bit loose on your stylus. If it's a pencil, it doesn't really matter. These techniques or these skills, they are applicable everywhere. Okay, it's not like it's just specific to certain things. No, they're applicable everywhere. So as you can see, I'm basically doing the same things that I was doing when I was doing with the red pen. Okay, I'm just following there. There's a C curve, and then there's that, and then that goes that side. That's the next thing, the distance from here to here. So it's somewhere here based on my mathematics. Okay, so I can use that, and then I think these are workable distances. Don't forget to flip the camera. Don't get used to one angle or one view. It actually is distorted most of the times, but if you flip, you would actually get to see, oh, okay, I think I've goofed here, I've made a mistake here, and then you can easily rectify or make amends. Okay, so I can see here that there's a line going down like that. What else do we see? Okay, this one seems to be going this side, and then it comes down like so. Okay, here is one. So remember that the tip that I told you about, So what I basically do sometimes is I'll just have something like this. Okay, and then I'll bring. Remember, the goal of us as artists is not to copy everything that we see one to one. No, we have the freedom to actually design. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. I can bring this to this side, and mind you, I'm judging the distance from here to here. I'm paying attention to those so I can see it on my image that where there's this hairline somewhere here, it's somewhere here, and I think my neck can easily come in just somewhere here. Okay, let's just flip it. It's easier for me to do it in this angle. Okay, not bad. What else do we have? We also have this. Okay, and then we have this guy going outside like this. Those are the what? For those guys that gym. The traps. The traps. So I know this thing is rounding like that. Okay. Don't neglect your shapes. Draw them. Cylinders. Okay, draw your cylinders to show perspective. So that's the basic shape that I have. It's a bit messy, I would say, because I can see here there needs to be an extension in this angle, but it's way too early for me to start tweaking things. What else am I seeing? Okay, what else am I seeing? What else? I can see the ear, so it's situated somewhere here. It's just a simple thing like that. The other side, okay. So there's also something down here, and okay, flip it. So I can see what is happening here is, okay. More of like the same effect when you're drawing cups. Okay, that's the shape, or a box of matches. That's what I'm thinking about here. So something like that. So what's the next thing we ought to do? Our proportions or our thirds. Okay, so here what I'll do is we have our brow somewhere there. Okay, I can slowly throw in these guys that we talked about. Okay, one somewhere there, and then we have the center of the eyes. Okay, somewhere there. We can easily throw in the nose somewhere here. Okay, so maybe we have it here like so. Remember the shapes that we were doing? So I'm basically doing the same things. Okay, if I was drawing on my own, I mean, I wouldn't have to show this one to one. It would just be more like intuitive. Okay, so this one comes in this other direction. Remember what we did. So here there is the top of the nose. This one connects to this. So these are the simple planar heads that you see on Instagram, on Pinterest. If you follow those pages, or you can see some of these on Sketchfab. So we can throw in that on the nose, and then here also we can throw in that, and then okay. So since I've already started detailing the nose, let's just, get it over and done with at the beginning. So what did we talk about? Remember, there is more of like the bowl shape, something like that. There is that seems to be coming here, and that connects to this, and this connects to that. So you can see my lines are a bit faint, so that I would have the ability to erase these things. okay? They're there to guide me, okay? So here I'm seeing 1, I'm also seeing that, 2, I'm also seeing this, 3, 1, and then this closes there, okay? 1, that is there. So what else do we have? There's this inside coming in, there's also this aspect coming in. What else? There's another line that is here, 1. So it's easier when your structure or when your foundation is pretty good. Once you have that down, it's more like you're just fixing or assembling a puzzle, okay? It's easier like that. So here, supposed to be a line like this. Here there's 1, it's 2. And remember, I'm not trying to copy one-on-one, okay? I'm trying to be expressive and creative at the same time. Excuse me. I'm trying to be expressive and creative at the same time. So these are more like the hooks, okay? Throw them like that. Those are more like hooks. I don't know what they're called, but yes, I call them hooks. Okay, this is like that, and then this goes in, this is like that, and that goes there. So what else can we fix? I think we can fix here. For the nose, to me, I can call it done. Next, we go straight into the mouth. So remember the corners. If you have studied planes before, there is this that aligns to that, and then there is this that aligns to this, because all of these that you see actually feed into a plane, okay? Something like that. So that's the thought process behind some of the things that we see online that we cannot fully understand, okay? That was just me trying to give you guys a heads up on some of the things that you might be seeing that you might not fully understand. So zoom in a bit here. So the corner of the mouth would start somewhere here, and the other corner would be somewhere here, okay? Somewhere here. And I like to throw in this so that it can give me the feel of the planes, okay? 1. So remember we talked about, let's flip the camera again. Remember we talked about flipping. Don't get used to one view or one perspective. It's really good for our brains to have a reset. So what else? Zoom in a bit so that we get to see properly. Okay, we have okay, 1, flip again. So we have okay. So we have 1, this guy. Okay, and then we also have this, not too protruding, something like that. And then we also have this guy that is down here, okay? Something like that. Next is just to throw in the things that we see. So I can see that curving up, this one as well, and this seems to be going in that direction. So it's just a matter of you combining. Mistakenly changed my pencil, my drawing pencil, so let's just change it back. Okay, good. Okay, so this, we have that, and then this would go in that direction. 1. Okay, 1. Let's just try and fix it. Oops. 1. I think the lips are pretty pretty lengthy, but that's okay. One, and then this can just, fix there, and then this will come right there. Next we'll have, okay, this needs to be at least that visible one, and I think we can take these off. They seem to be very not on the right spot for me, so we can pull them up here. We can pull them up here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and then we have that thing that we're seeing. Okay, we also have that. Okay, there are many easier ways on how we can draw the features, but I'm just trying to not make these videos way too long, so I'll just be doing the simple basic stuff. So even on here we can erase it a bit, and just try to do it baby steps. So here you can see one line, and then it goes out like that, and then it seems to be a line that is somewhere here. Also here we can take that off again, one, and then 2, like that. Okay, sometimes the simplest things are the ones that actually carry more weight in them. Okay, what else? Let's deal with the eyes. We can take off these. They are not serving their purposes anymore. We are good to go on that. Okay. Next, let's deal with the eyes. Remember what I said? So you can see the distance that is here to there and here to here. So you can just judge it based on what you have that side. So that means the corners will start from here. If you're comfortable, you can throw in your circle like that here also. So I'll just flip the camera, the canvas. It means this other guy is supposed to start from here. So we throw in the circle as well, somewhere there. Zoom in so we can get some perfect things. So what am I seeing inside? So the first thing that got my attention is the inside of the eye. This guy I know is basically outside. I also know that inside here there is something that is happening like that. This guy is rounding. Okay, at least trying to get two or three lines. Okay. Okay, that's okay. One, this is for the inside. Okay, we can throw in this. Okay, let's do with the other eye as well. So as you can see, there is 1, 2. This one takes this shape. Okay, where's the other corner? We can see it from here inside. 1 and 2, which connects to the other one, which makes it 3 lines. 1, 2. Okay, it's 3, and then we have this guy. Okay, let's see. I'm feeling something is a bit off, but let's just keep going and let's see how this thing is going to end. 1, so here's a bit rounding like that. Here also, this guy was supposed to start somewhere here. Here we throw in this line, and then it comes down like that because this guy is supposed to be somewhere here. Okay, What else? What else do we see? What else do we see that's helpful? And then we can just throw in the lower eyelid. Okay, that it's there. And then we throw in this guy. Here also we can have one. Okay, so here we can throw in a little hatching so that you guys can separate that that's inside, not outside. Okay, we can throw in stuff like that so that you actually get to see the difference. What's next? We can throw in this guy. Okay, then this drops down like that. Up the other side as well. Okay, one. Okay, two, and down. Okay, we can easily take this off as well. Okay, the other lines are not really that useful again to us. Remember, they were just used as something that we can bounce off from, and then we can see just the distance. Okay, I see this guy is here. The eyebrows. Okay, so we can make them short because I've seen that my sketch is a bit shorter so that it can fit. Okay, so is that one. Okay, let's see. One, and then take these lines off. It's making this pretty girl a bit old. Okay, one. It's the last thing that we can do. Two. Okay, what else am I seeing? I see, on the eyes, I think there's a messy job that I've done, but well, not too shabby, not too bad. There's always more room for improvement. Okay, I always tell myself that. Can fix this as well, and then have some clean lines up. Okay, here as well, and this guy would have been somewhere here. Okay, for those of you that are comfortable, there's a keystone somewhere here, but it's not necessary in our case. Just know that there's a keystone somewhere there, but it's not really necessary in our case for us to have it down there. What else I see? Let me just take a proper look at this. Okay, so I think what's making it look a bit clumsy is we haven't added that. Okay, so I try to add each eye at the same time. Let's see. Okay, one. It's supposed to go in like that, and then we have that. This is just locking it here, and then we can throw in, I don't know what's that called. Is it an eye bag or something? And then we have that. This guy would go something like that. Then we have, I think I'm calling it the eye bag. I don't know. If you know what that is, guys, please drop it in the comment section. I would also like to know. But all I know, or what I see most of the times, are shapes. Shapes are very much easier for me to see. So basically, that's the sketch that I have. There are a few things I think we can tweak, like on the hair. You would see there's this, or these would be my final touches. They will be a bit quicker. Okay, just darken these lines. Okay, something like that. Okay, like I said, don't copy, try and design. Okay, next, what else do I see? This line that is going like that. Then we have that. Okay, that was too much. Okay. All right, something like that, and then let's see. Okay, what else do we see? Let's fix the ear as well. So there is that we can see that is extending to this other side, and then there is this, there is that, inside there is something like that. That's this chord. I've forgotten. This is the earlobe. Okay, this guy comes down. So I know that there is something like this happening underneath here. Okay, we have this and that. And here there's that hair shape. Inside here, I think we can also fix a few things. We can fix here. Okay, so I'm trying to make this as sketchy as I can. Okay, here you can see that they were supposed to be lengthy a bit. Okay, take off these other unwanted lines. Okay, 1, 2, we throw in that. 3, this other side as well. 1. Okay, we have this. Seems to be coming down straight, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, somewhere here, man. Yes, somewhere there. This curves in, and then this feels like that. So for you to get the lines a bit darker, it's just you going through the same lines that you've already drawn twice, 2, 3 times. Okay, it comes with practice, but you'd get better because it's an exercise I think that I've done from Proko. Yes, Proko. Even Josh Hunter Brack also offers tutorials. He has tutorials on his Gumroad, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so we can throw in this other tennis ball right there, and yeah, I think this can go a bit down a bit. Okay, mine, I'll just push it to come down here so we can have this right there. We take this off as well. And then it can come right there. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm happy with this. There's some errors I think I've made, but yeah, not too bad. Okay, not that bad at all. Let's see it from afar. Yeah, not too bad, not too shabby. Not too shabby. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the comment section, and I always make sure that I respond and I reply. Okay, so like I said in the first tutorial that I made this year, let's make sure we crush our art goals. Let's draw more, draw better. If there are things that you're not really sure about, that's where exercise or study comes in, okay? So you study for something because you want to solve a certain problem that you have seen in your art or in everything that has to do with life, okay? If you're struggling with finance, or your finances are not really working well, you go into a research, study a few things, okay? Study what other people say about money, how to save, how to invest, okay? How does money grow? And then you'll be good to go. One more tweak. That wasn't sitting well with me. So a little tweak, last tweak of this. Okay, I think this would have been there, and then this will go up a bit. Okay, like that. Yep. So there you have it, you guys. You can throw in, this just to spice up the thing. Okay. And yeah, so there you have it, you guys. How to sketch or how to draw a front view which is slightly tilted, okay? As you can see, I like to have my lines a bit faint so that once I do my last lines, of course these are not the last lines when I want to shade, but this would help me, okay? Because I barely erase, as you've already seen. It's just here and there. So there you have it, you guys. I know it's slightly different from what we're seeing. I can see the nose is a bit big, but would have squeezed them in. I mean, I can easily do that with what do we call this, the lasso. Okay, we can bring in this guy like that. Okay, and then we pull it up, and then we just, shrink it a bit, just a tiny bit. Okay, just to make sure that it's small a bit, even right here. Okay, I think to me that, yeah, seems much more better. Okay, so there you have it, you guys. I hope you've learned a thing or two. If you have, don't forget to subscribe, share it with your friends, with your families. Let me know where I can improve and what other tutorials you want to watch, because I have a lot of things that I can teach and I want to share with you guys. Apart from portraitures, there's animal drawings, there are cars, there are plants, just assorted things, because this channel is not all about portraits. It's about so many things. So don't be surprised when you see me doing other things apart from portraiture, okay? There are other things that I have learned how to draw. There are other things that I also know how to do, that I know how to draw apart from portraits. So thank you, guys. I have been so happy with the views that you have been, the views that have been coming, and the subscribers. Thank you, guys. I love you all. Take care, and I hope you crush your art goals this year. Thank you very much. Happy drawing.